Hello everyone. In this class we are going to start a new chapter AC circuits. Chapter first AC circuits. Okay. What are the types of currents? There are two types of currents, AC and DC. Okay. Alternating current and direct current. Battery is the example of direct current. Okay. And in our home or any commercial use there is a use of AC currents. Okay. Then what is the difference between AC and DC? See, DC is the flow of electric charge only in one direction. There is no reverse direction. Okay, it flows only in one direction. It is a steady state of a constant voltage circuit. Okay, DC is the flow of electric charges only in one direction. Okay, then what is the AC? AC is the flow of electric charges that periodically reverses its direction. See, in DC there is only one direction. In one direction the electric charges will be flow. Okay, in AC after a regular interval of time the electric charges reverses its direction. Reverses means it changes its direction in opposite directions. Okay, AC is the flow of electric charge that periodically reverses its direction. If the source is varies periodically, particularly sinusoidally, the circuit is known as AC circuit. See, here for your convenience we can draw a simple AC circuit. This is the EMF, alternating EMF, and this is the resistance R. Okay, this is a simple AC circuit. Okay, then if the source is varies, here this is the source, it varies periodically, mostly sinusoidally, then the circuit is known as the AC circuit. Here we get the sinusoidal wave. Okay, this is about the AC circuits. When a coil is kept rotating in a uniform magnetic field about an axis in the plane of the coil and perpendicular to the magnetic field with an angular speed omega, then alternating EMF is generated in between the ends of the coil of the wire. Okay, after regular interval of time it reverses its direction where the time period is 2 pi by omega. Okay, the alternating EMF is shown by a symbol this. Okay, you are familiar to the inductance of coil, capacity of condenser, their effect in AC circuits. Okay, you must have noted that the EMF induced in the coil of inductance L is, see, if we connect here the inductor L, okay, then we have VL is equal to L into di upon dt. I be the current. Okay, the potential difference about the condenser, in place of the inductor we connect a capacitor C. Okay, then we get Vc is equal to Q by C. Understood? In AC circuits. Okay, then we see what are the inductive reactance, capacitive reactance and impedance. Okay, this is the introductory part. Then what is alternating EMF? These are the basic concept you have to know that in to study the AC circuits. Okay, the applied alternating EMF was taken as E is equal to E naught sin omega t. the applied alternating EMF was taken as E is equal to E naught sin omega t. The quantity E naught sin omega t can be looked upon as the imaginary part component in E naught epsilon raised to j theta, that is equal to E naught epsilon raised to j omega t. Okay. Therefore, the applied EMF can be taken as E is equal to E naught epsilon raised to j omega t. In the general form, we take the alternating EMF E is equal to E naught epsilon raised to j omega t. Understood? The alternating EMF E is equal to E naught epsilon raised to j omega t. Okay. Then the next term is the inductive reactance. What is the inductive reactance? How it represents? We have to learn that when an alternating EMF is applied across a pure inductor L, an alternating current I passes through it. See, we see that this is the alternating EMF is given to the inductor L. The current I will be passes through it. Okay. If we take the alternating current as I is equal to I naught epsilon raised to j omega t. Okay. The EMF induced in the inductor is EL into L into di upon dt. Okay, this is the EMF induced in the inductor. Then we simplify it and get, see here, we derive it, EL is equal to L into di upon dt. Okay, that is equal to L into j omega I naught into epsilon raised to j omega t, that is equal to L into j into omega into I, that is equal to j into L into omega I. Okay. Hence, using the theory of operator, we interpret it as that EMF in the inductor lead the current by pi by 2 and opposition of the inductor, the alternating current is L omega, called the inductive reactance, denoted by XL. Here the inductive reactance is denoted by XL, that is equal to L omega. XL be the inductive reactance and it is given as L omega. Okay. And the EMF induced in the inductor is J into XL into I. This will be the EMF induced in the inductor. Understood? What is the inductive reactance? XL is equal to L into omega. Okay. Then what is the capacitive reactance? We learn the inductive reactance XL is equal to L omega. It is important regarding your examination. Okay. Then the next is the capacitive reactance. When an alternating EMF E is applied across a pure capacitor. What is capacitor? Which stores the charges. Capacitor. When an alternating EMF is applied across a pure capacitor of capacity C, an alternating current I passes through it. If we take current as I is equal to I naught epsilon raised to j omega t. Okay. Then the potential difference across the capacitor is EC is equal to VC is equal to Q upon C. Further solving it, we get, see, here we already derived it. We go through that. Okay, capacitive reactance. When an alternating EMF is applied across a pure capacitor of capacity C, and alternating current is I is equal to I naught epsilon raised to j omega t, then the potential difference is given as EC is equal to VC is equal to Q by C, that is equal to integration of I into dt upon C. Okay, Q means the charges and the flow of charges means the current. It changes with the time, and hence we get the integration of I with respect to dt upon C. Then get constant term outside the integration sign. We get I naught upon C into the integration of epsilon raised to j omega t, that is equal to I naught into epsilon raised to j omega t upon j omega c. Okay, hence we get EC is equal to minus j into I naught epsilon raised to j omega t upon omega c into minus j, that is equal to 1 upon omega c into I. Okay, by using the theory of J operator, we interpret it as the potential difference across the capacitor lags behind the current by pi by 2, and the opposition of the capacitor to the alternating current is 1 upon omega c, called the capacitive reactance, denoted by Xc. Xc is the capacitive reactance, that is equal to 1 upon omega c. Okay, and Vc is equal to minus of j Xc into I. By using the theory of I operator, we interpret it as that the potential difference across the capacitor lags behind the current by pi by 2, and opposition of the capacitor to the alternating current is 1 upon omega c, and that is the capacitive reactance. Okay, it is denoted by Xc, and it is equal to 1 upon omega c, and Vc is given as minus of j Xc into I. Understood? The capacitive reactance. Okay, then the next part is EMF applied across a resistor. See, in the circuit, alternating EMF is given to a resistor R. If the alternating EMF is applied across a pure resistor of resistance R, alternating current passes through it. Okay, then if I is equal to I naught epsilon raised to j omega t is the alternating current, the potential difference across it is VR is equal to IR. Okay, here we already derive it. VR is equal to IR, that is equal to, we have the values of I, that is I naught epsilon raised to j omega t. Put the value of I, we get R into I naught epsilon raised to j omega t, that is equal to R into I. Okay, thus the potential difference VR is in phase with the current. Okay, if we draw a sinusoidal wave for a current and the potential difference V, these are both are in phase with the current. Okay, the potential difference VR is in phase with the current. Understood? Here we completed the introductory part of the AC circuit. We learn what are the AC circuit, the difference between AC and DC, then the alternating EMF, inductive reactance, capacitive reactance. Okay, what is the alternating EMF? Then when EMF is applied across a resistor. Okay, I hope you all get it. Thank you.